In this video, I want to share something that, quite frankly, changed my life at the age of 24. And it's a technique that I learned from Tony Robbins. This isn't something that I invented myself, but it was so powerful in taking me from the trajectory I was headed at to the man I have become today, 41 years old, run multiple businesses, a husband, a father, all to the glory of God. No credit to me, but what I'm about to show you really played a huge part in transforming my life. So let's just kind of jump right into it. And the thing I love about this is the simple three-part framework that you can apply to any aspect of your life that you actually want to improve, whether that's your health, your finances, your relationship, it doesn't matter. The principles that I'm about to show you, it works in every asset of your life. I've never found any other technique, any other principle that is as effective as what I'm about to show you, but at the same time can be easily implemented by the time you watch this video. So anything you're looking to do, the first thing you're going to do, number one thing, if you want to increase, see better results in, is you need to raise your standards. The very first thing that I had to do before anything was going to change is I had to raise my standard. The reason it was so important that I needed to raise my standards is because you'll never live a life that's below your standards. It just will not happen. Your level of lifestyle, what you're willing to put up with, will never drop below your current standards. The problem for me was my standards were set so low. The bar was so low. I wasn't striving for anything. I want to give you an example. So one of the very first goals that I remember making as a young child, a young kid, was to live past the age of 18. That's not a very shoot for the moon type of goal or type of aspiration. And to my core, I didn't know if I was going to do that. Because of what I had seen growing up, because of how I came into this world, I honestly didn't know if I was going to make it past 18. So for me, that was a big milestone. So my standards were very low. So whatever your standards are, you have to raise those. You have to raise your expectations for yourself. You have to raise your expectations for your family and your situation. And this just comes with making a choice. You simply make a choice of, I'm not going to live this type of lifestyle anymore. I'm not going to allow this type of activity done to me anymore. I'm not going to look in the mirror and see this man anymore. It's making a clear-cut decision in deciding, moving in one direction, forget about any other direction that you could have possibly moved in, and raising the bar, raising the standard. It's exactly the same thing as the thermostat in your house. I don't care what the weather is outside. Whatever you set your thermostat into at your house, it could be 100 degrees outside. I'm talking about 100 degrees, the hottest day it's ever been in your town. But you want your house to be 70 degrees at all time. If you set your thermostat to 70 degrees, it will constantly and always stay at 70 degrees. Why? Because that's the standard that you set in your house. So my question for you would be, what's the standard you're setting for your health? What's the standard you're setting for your finances? What is the standards for the relationships that you currently allow in your life? What are your standards? And if you don't like them, just raise them. Number two, the second thing you need to do is you need to shatter all limiting beliefs. So shatter all limiting beliefs. So what is a limiting belief? A limiting belief is a belief that you've bought into, a story that you're telling yourself that's limiting you from moving forward. This is a story, a fictitious story that you created in your head, or I created in my head, that because we all create these. We all create these stories that's how we perceive life. Let me give you an example. Okay, let me give you a real life example of what a limiting belief can do or what your beliefs actually do. So I have two pair of sunglasses here, right? As you can see, two different pair. They look similar, but they're different, okay? The one on the left, I want you to imagine these are negativity glasses. When you put these glasses on, you see negative. The ones on the right are positive glasses. So if I take the ones from my left, the negative glasses, and put these on, using these as a metaphor, as my belief system, it doesn't matter which direction or where I look, the only thing I will see out of these glasses is negativity. That's it. That's all I can see because the lenses in these are designed to be negative. This is how my limiting beliefs were. This is how my belief systems were. They were negative. They were beliefs that did not serve me. And here's the kicker out of all of it. Most of these beliefs, they're not even beliefs that I consciously was even aware of, or I even wanted, or I even gave myself. Some of these came from my parents. They came from my upbringings. They came from my surroundings. They came from teachers. And we all have these. And most of us, we don't grow up in prime time, in a prime time situation. Let's just use those words. Yes, our parents do the best that they know how to do, but a lot of times they have shortcomings. They have areas that they weren't the best at, whether it was their relationships, whether it was their finances, whether it was their health, all of those things we take on and we buy those. Now, all I have to do is I can simply get rid of the negative glasses. And if I put on the positive ones, and now that I have a different set of lenses, my whole world changes simply from switching my lenses. Here's the problem with this, and this is why I say you have to shatter all of the limiting beliefs. You can't just change your limiting beliefs, you have to shatter them. Here's why. If these are your beliefs that you're used to, you're going to want to keep putting these back on. Now, if you decide, right, if you say, okay, I'm gonna change, right? This is like a New Year's resolution. I'm gonna be positive. I'm gonna eat healthy. I'm going to move my body. I'm gonna be better with my money. I'm going to have better relationships. And you are making all of these changes in your life. You're going to want to run back to what's comfortable. You're going to want to run back to what you're used to. Remember, a lot of these limiting beliefs that you hold, you've had from a very young age, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A lot of them are anchored so deep in your subconscious, you're not even aware that you have these things. So we can't just simply switch the lenses. You have to take these and you have to shatter them. You have to break them. You have to crush them. You have to tell yourself these belief systems are no longer associated with you, right? It's kind of like when someone stops smoking. When someone stops smoking, right, and someone asks them, hey, would you like a cigarette? They don't say no. They don't say, well, I don't think so. What kind of cigarette it is? What they say is, I don't smoke. They no longer associate with the person that they used to be. So second thing is shatter all limiting beliefs. The third thing, you have to find the right strategy. Most of us go through life trying to use faltered strategies. Strategies that don't work, whether that was a strategy that you learned in school, whether it was a strategy that you learned from your parents, it doesn't work. So what I mean when I say strategy, because it's not like, growing up, your parents were like, here's the strategy you're going to use, or it's not like your teacher said, here's the strategy. No, but through watching other people, family members, teachers, stuff we were taught in school, stuff you were taught in church, they were teaching you strategies. You were seeing strategies that other individuals were using to get through life. You've seen the financial strategy that your parents used. Maybe that worked, maybe it didn't. You've seen the strategy that your parents used to have their relationship be what it was. You seen the strategy that your parents used to get the health that they currently had, right? And again, you've done this through multiple people in your life, so you've picked up strategies which most of the time they don't work. Most people live lives that they're not happy with. Most people are in a financial situation that they're not happy with. Most people have a physical body that when they look in the mirror, they're not happy with, which means the chances of you being around someone with a strategy that actually worked is very low. So you have to find the right strategy. Well, how do you find the right strategy? Well, you have to start hanging around different people. You're the average of the 5 people you hang around. So I would say this to you, look around at who you surround yourself by and ask yourself, would you be willing to change places with any of these individuals? Are they at the financial level that you would want to be at? Are they at the physical level that you would want to be at? And if the answer is no, that doesn't mean you're better than them. All that means is you're heading in a different direction. So if you're heading in a different direction than them, you best find people that are going in the same direction. Because if you stay hanging around them, there's a very good chance, an extremely good chance, that you're going to buy back into their belief because their current belief is your current belief. It's easier to fall back into your comfort zone than it is to make permanent and lasting changes. But if you start getting around people who have better strategies for staying healthy, better strategies for losing weight and not being fat, better strategy for adding muscle instead of being lazy and sit on the couch, you're going to buy into those strategies because you're actually going to see the social proof that it's working. You're going to see the results and you're going to be able to put 2 and 2 together and you're going to be able to apply it to your life. So if you want to dramatically change your life over the next 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, there's 3 things that you need to do. Raise your standards, shatter all limiting beliefs, and find the right strategy that works for what you're looking to do. Hope you guys got some value from that. I'll see you on the next one.